We are meeting because from Hubli, Chandrika asked a lot of questions. So I thought it has got general relevance to many of us. And she has a lot of questions. We thought she could ask. Probably all of us can reflect on that. And most of the questions are with no direct answer or single solution. So until she joins, I think Parvati also had few questions, right?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Parvati, I am DrTPS. Or you could call me whatever you want, except sir.
Okay.
Adra is cool?
Cool.
Yeah. Introduce yourself, Parvati.
Myself, Parvati. I had recently completed my master's in linguistics. I heard your lecture regarding the topic science and intuition, and there were certain queries that came up in my mind.
Linguistics is very general term, right?
Yes,
But you will have some subject, some language in as a prime language, right?
yes, sir. But we did it in English.
Okay. Yeah.
We learned English phonetics, phonology.
So tell me.
You did that lecture on science and intuition, no? So from that I had certain questions. The first question is it okay to reveal our intuition to others?
It all depends whether in which context, what you have, whether it helps somebody or help you to declutter your doubts. Most of the time you are not very clear. So you want to ask somebody, right? So what is wrong in asking? Sometime
Regarding career, sorry, it can be regarding career or any other topic, like anything it can.
anything. See, a dream also is some sort of an intuition. A dream is also some sort of an intuition, right? Because you don't know whether it's really dream or whether it is a real daydream. Correct? Whether it's a intuition, dream, daydream, all these cannot be distinguished. So sometime the dream itself can be an intuition. You had it in dream and next day it's happening. There are many instances, right? So a question comes, why it came in my dream? Then we say, oh, I had an intuition like that.
Actually, when it comes to career, no sir, my personal feeling, when I used to, reveal my plans to somebody, that is my intuitions or my interest. When I try to reveal my plans, that okay, I'm planning to do this. So it doesn't happen at the very next moment, but rather it gets delayed, or there would be someone coming in between and diverting. So this is the reason why
Actually, what happens is, assume that I am looking for something. There are so many things which comes in front of us. Our attention goes to what we really want. Understood? There may be 100 advertisements in a paper. You are looking for a very specific course. Definitely in 2 months time or 3 months time, once it comes, you immediately get it, right? So I don't know whether a planned program with your brain very systematically assume that you write it down and this is what I want to do this time, this time, this time. Definitely there is going to be a plan to join in one institute and the advertisement will come. Definitely it will come, right? Such things I don't know whether it can be called as an intuition. It's like an accidental thing. Intuition gives you an accidental thing, which may not be in the trigger. Correct? The other one you already have. It is going, it is there. There is something which is offered, right? Something is going to happen. That can be only called as a dream or a plan. Understood? I want to become a scientist. Yeah. That is not an intuition. I am aiming for becoming a scientist and I know which field I have to be. So I keep looking at it. I apply there and I get a job. That is where I think you should distinguish between not the dream in night but the daydream, or maybe your plans or intentions. Plans and intentions are different from intuitions. Career is a plan. I don't think it's an intuition. In my own life, when I was 4.5 years old, I was in grade 1. Maybe 4 years, that's the time. Just 4.5, or that is the time. What had happened was, I had a dream that my father met with an accident and he is no more. I told this to my mother. That age, what you can do is you can tell your mother, right? So the Parvati's question whether I can discuss. It was just a dream. But how do you call it as an intuition? It happened. In the next day he is no more. Understood? So a dream that happens, assume I did not tell anybody else. I may not get a chance in my life to tell somebody else later, right? If I don't tell that next day, probably I don't even remember. I don't even remember in my whole life, probably. Because I told, and later she was telling once in a while that, you had a dream like this. Otherwise, how do I remember what happened in my 5 years old time? I never got it. So it's just accidental. It's not a planned one.
Next question is, does our intuition work well in our everyday life?
Yeah, intuition is when I had something and it happens, then that only it is called intuition. Otherwise, it is not called intuition. It's just a thought. Only when it occurs, I recollect it and then tell that, oh, that is an intuition. So intuition is what happens in our life. Definitely yes. Actually, that's a thought. How do you distinguish a thought and an intuition? A thought which occurs becomes an intuition. You don't know whether it's an intuition or a thought. It just came to your mind, but after some time it occurs, it happens. Then immediately you will say, oh, I had a thought and that's my intuition. Correct. So there is only a small marginal difference. Probably you may see it, you may not see it also. You may tell, you may not tell. Got it? I remember I had a huge program, one of the largest programs in Hyderabad. The anchoring person was a girl who was practicing so many times. When there is a large program, definitely they will practice. I asked whether mic set is fine. Yes. Make sure it's working at the right time, I said. Exactly 10 o'clock when the program was supposed to happen, the mic set is not working. Got it? Understood? What to do? Until 9:50 it was working. Tested, everything is said, they are all in front of the mic, but that's not working. Got it? So there are instances, but if it doesn't happen, it's only a thought, probably. Yeah, I'm planning very nicely. But why it happened so? Correct. Yeah.
next question is, will it be appropriate to always follow our intuition?
That is what I'm saying. It's only a thought. You are not following it. It's an accident. So if you know, yes. When you get confused with what is planning and intuition or dream and intuition, these questions will come. Look at wordhippo.com. That's a best beautiful dictionary which I love. Look at intuition meaning. Maybe dream also will be there. But then look at antonym, synonym, iterate it so well so that it becomes concretized in you the real difference.
Is there a proper reason why we are seeing it beforehand? Like as you said, the intuition or dreams or things?
We are all connected to the same energy, same thought process. There is only a single origin for all of us working in a frequency level. Somebody gets connected to that, right? And probably there is a programmed version of how are we going. So sometime you get a pretext saying that no, oh, this is what is going to happen to you. I am sure many people have such things. So therefore we go into that path. Somebody is able to predict, because there is a saying that before I walk to my destination, my mind goes to the destination, right? Then physically I am going. Maybe intellectually I am working, emotionally I am working, physically I am working. Higher than all these is what is our Atma, right? Spirituality. So I am sure that has a role. Maybe this is what is connected to that.
Do you think one's intuition is much more stronger than the outside forces? That forces can either be positive or negative.
Yeah, see what happens is I had a thought and that thought occurs. That's what we call it as intuition, right? So it already occurred. Whether somebody influences externally, whether my work influences it, I am not able to stop it. So it already, whether it is a good thing or a bad thing, it already happened. Got it? Therefore I call it as an intuition. So whether I wait that whether it came from me or from somebody else, it doesn't make any. It's like after an accident you are doing a repair.
My very first question is,
Yeah.
that ordinary school can be turned into international standard school, and for that what effort must be taken by us? Tell us the measure for that.
You are asking about school.
Any school,
Yeah.
any school. Suppose any school is there, they are having not much good standard, but we want to turn it into international school. So what measure must take?
See, there are three varieties of school if you are talking about the Indian system. One is totally government. Second one is aided. Aided means half government supported. Another one is totally private. We call schools as international when it is affiliated to the international syllabus. That's it.
That is
Okay.
the difference only.
Yeah, so that anybody can do. But I don't think government schools are ever affiliated to international syllabus. Either it has a state syllabus or a central syllabus. So nothing called international.
Gotcha.
Why do you want international school? That
No,
means
just I'm telling you, it's not international. What is in my mind is, suppose when school is like that, there that is helping even illiterate ladies, even housewives, and so many varieties of things can be learned there, and then be that is marketed by somebody. That is the idea behind to eradicate the poverty in poor people. So to develop the village, that the one of the channel, I think.
I don't think
School it can happen or what? That is my question.
I don't think
That type of school can be started or what?
I don't think making something international, these problems are to be
So
solved.
my idea was like that. Suppose that type of modern school will start, no? So each and every lady can be engaged, and their talent can be utilized, and it is multiple purpose. Some ladies are illiterate, some ladies are having skill, or for that varieties of courses are there. Such type of school that is in my mind. So what you tell for that model? What is the idea to develop, how to develop that type of school?
I think the village development doesn't happen because the school becomes international. The village development happens when there is sufficient job for people who are creating on income. The village becomes self-sufficient. The Gramarajyam concept of what Mahatma Gandhi had. I don't know how many of you know that Mahatma Gandhi's Grama concept. Actually, it is not Mahatma Gandhi's, though we say that Gandhi's model of Grama, that is there in Maharashtra. The place where I went and lived one day. The ashram is called Tukkadaji Maharaj. Tukkadaji Maharaj. Still that village is like that. Only thing, because of highway, the village got split into two pieces. It's a small place near Amaravati in Maharashtra. That's a place where one ashram is there, who is Tukkadaji. His ashram is still there, a lot of people are living there. Originally, Mahatma Gandhi came and stayed there to study the village concept. The concept is, you become as best as you can. Self-sufficient. What is self-sufficient? Create your own food. Create your own activities which makes income for every one of us who are living in that village. If you look at, there are items which are required to be brought from different places. But in my childhood, we never had a vegetable shop in the village. I have seen only vegetable shops when I graduated. Until then, in my village, there was no vegetable shop. So how did people had vegetables? Because everybody cultivates in their surroundings. Maybe everything is not there, but my mother used to take something, some vegetable, go to my mother's sister's house, give a bit there, from there something else will be brought to my house. It's like a barter system. I am sure neighbors will come and then collect so many things. Only one item which used to come to my village from other place was fish. There are a lot of Muslims, and the vendor himself is a Muslim. They are the only people who used to buy these in the market. The market means fish, nothing else. That too in the evening, it's open for maybe 1 hour or 2 hours, finished. Maybe dal we have to get it from somewhere. Salt we have to get it from somewhere. Rice was only in the ration shop for those people. Correct. The concept of international is not the right method to develop the villages and make people to be more self-dependent. That is to get localized. That is what is required. I think even today, our new education policy talks about education itself becoming local, not international. Traditionally also it was like that.
How to impose US systems in
Is it on the grandma child care education system?
she was I think she was talking about the Google model or the grandma.
Yeah, the grandma child care education system. The other day also I had a discussion with one somebody from Bombay. I posted that today. Very systematically explained what and how it can be implemented. Actually, that is in the model of what new education policy projected. Informal education from age 3 to grade 3. Studying as many languages as you can in the local area where you wanted to. Language development is to communicate to each other. Probably if that is what Chandrika is also asking. Internationally means yes, you are able to communicate with English language. You are also communicate with the local language. Today I keep saying a child who is in a city like Hyderabad. The other day I was in one of those schools. The teachers themselves are from Assam, Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Kerala. So you can have at least 5-6 different states there. It may not happen in a village. So in a pre-primary early childhood education center where LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 are happening. If there are 6-7 language teachers, I am sure all of them can teach all these 6 languages, English and Hindi. So that means 8 languages or 6-7 languages to every child. The children are so much really multimedia blessed children today. They can capture multiple languages so easily. It is not at all a problem. Earlier it was only mother tongue. And any other language like Hindi or English was very tough. But today we see lot of children where they are able to capture different, very, very different languages which may be not at all connected so fast. They will equip themselves to converse in that. Maybe they can look at different movies and learn different languages. They have friends with whom they can communicate. So definitely language learning is one of the greatest capacity of any child. The neuro-linguistic development in the early childhood is proved to make children so bright in the later year. We had in our childhood, probably we must have learned lot of Sanskrit slokas. The basic reason is we are learning one more language. Though we may not understand the meaning, we have lot of vocabulary being filled so that the programming of the neuron is already made. So once you allocate, it's like a computer programming. You allocate and then declare the variable. Then when you want to use the variable, you can redeclare it. The neurons are like that. So definitely that helps. So those people who have multi-language skill, number one. Number two, in the early childhood, we must have good mathematical ability. The counting. That is why the children were taught how to count and all that in the childhood itself. It need not stop there. You could do multiple things. So mathematical ability. The second one. Third one is your memory. That is why nursery rhymes are kept. Actually you don't even know the meaning, but you are able to memorize. You can see some children, they can memorize all the countries and capitals. If such exercise is given in the childhood, their memory will be good. I am sure a civil service examination, 60% what is being tested is memory only. When you say Aurangzeb, you have to know about Aurangzeb. There is no logic about date of birth and death of one person. There is no logic. You don't have to compute and find it. It's only memorize. I know my mother's name because I memorized it. There is no logic. Why is it so? We cannot give a logic to it, right? So memory is very, very essential for children. So some activities for memorizing that can be improved with a lot of activities around. So the early childhood education need to be with a lot of activities around. Then the last one is like social skill. Up to age 3 you are at home, you know only your relatives, but you are supposed to mingle with everybody around. If that doesn't happen at that age, probably they will become very difficult for them to open up to the society later. Doesn't mean they will not, but it takes some time. It needs a lot of effort. So these are all the 4 basic things. So I was asking the other day also one basic question to somebody who is discussing with me for creating such a model school. List down 20 things when you think about a LKG, UKG, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 class. Write down all that what you see around. So you will see furniture, you will see a wall, you will see a board, you will see a teacher's desk, you will see a teacher. Ask a question whether these 4 basic requirements require these structure or not. And now assume somebody wanted to be more creative. They need to have a lot of freedom. Whether such freedom is given in the childhood for children or not. So to develop somebody, what is basically required is a creativity. Creativity is what gives education. For creativity you need freedom. So young children have to be given with a lot of freedom. But what is done in the schools is restricting them. The maximum number of times a KG teacher or a nursery teacher repeats in a classroom is keep quiet. Correct? But every child wanted to shout. So the freedom is not given. So it needs a great effort. So what is required for that? It is not infrastructure. The attitude of people, the parents, grandparents, neighbors, society themselves, government. Apart from this, the teachers who are ready to teach in that sort of a model. If all these are set, then probably it will work. That is what is required. I think Chandrika will have to re-listen to this. I have already explained. Yeah, tell me, Chandrika.
Okay. So that is school. Apart from the school, what is the role of parents, teachers, and surrounding family members to develop the child, and why people like religious people, Vivekananda is not taking birth nowadays, and the standard has gone very much down. To upgrade the standard, what measures should be taken?
Actually, the standard has not gone down. There are very few people who are into the best positions. They are doing the best way what they can do.
But maximum
Yeah, understood. I am answering it. I understood. So I am coming to that. So very few only are getting this. It is true traditionally also. Not everybody had gone to London to study. You can see Nehru has gone, Sarabhai has gone, Baba has gone. That doesn't mean the whole India has gone there, right? So today similarly there are very specialized academic institutions like IIT, ISER, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, language, there are better schools for management. We have got very few, not IIMs are great for all the management centers. So very few. And there are, when we talk about international, there are great international institutions in which a lot of people are going. India's problem is India population is uncontrollably huge. What is India's problem? India's problem is not education. India's problem is not politics. India's problem is not corruption. All these, if you look at it, the basic reason is population. Uncontrollably growing. You can imagine India was less than China. Now we have crossed China also. We are not able to implement this. The basic reason is the government implementation on population only applicable to government employees, not even to state government employees, only central government employees. Central government employees can take facilities only for 2 children. If I have got third children, LTC is not applicable, medical system is not applicable. So I have to go for a tour. Yeah, it's not applicable. I have to have a medical system, it's not applicable. So these are all small things when compared to the restrictions or the themes which are used, ideas which are used, policies which are made to control the population. This is one of the biggest problem. Unless this is sorted out, I think we are working on education, working on economy, working on improving the skill. It will not reach to the large public. Number one. Number two, even if there is a population control, it is affected to the educated, little higher stratum of people. So the lowest stratum doesn't understand all these policies. Therefore, what happens is, again, you are having lot of people who are in the poverty. So we have a democracy which doesn't understand or they don't take care of the long-term policies. This is what is happening. There is a basic definition of democracy by Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi defines democracy. Assume I am in a running race and I am the winner. Recognizing that I am able to win because there are a lot of losers behind me. His definition is very, very good. Nice to understand in this context. I am a winner not because I am winning. I am winning because there are a lot of losers. Assume I am the only person who is running and then I cannot say I won the running race, right? At least one more person has to be there behind me and I have to overtake. So what is democracy? Democracy is not talking about the winner, talking about the losers. So we believe that India is a great democratic country because we have a lot of losers in this world. Not because we have a lot of winners in the world, right? So it's very, very, very hard to implement.
So what is the measure? No, it is hard, but there should be some measure, no?
Yeah, there are some measures like what China. Suppose assume that what happens in China. Assume I have to get a job and I got a job because of my qualification, and if I produce more than one child, I am thrown out of my job.
So dictatorship is required, you
Yeah.
mean to say?
100%. But that doesn't stop me for living. What I should do is I should start a company of myself. So I have to be an entrepreneur. I cannot be an employee under somebody if I produce 2 children. But I can be an owner of a company if I produce 2 children or 3. Understood? That means you are deciding that somebody. Therefore, what happens in China? Assume that there is a company who produces pen. The pen is not totally produced. The clip is produced somewhere else, top is produced, nib is produced somewhere else, the tube is produced somewhere else, the metal part is produced somewhere else. Suppose I am running a company and in my company there is some fellow who is creating this top. Assume he has to be thrown out of the company because he produced 2 children. What he will do? He will start a company of producing only the top and he will support this company by supplying. So many companies started. So China is full of entrepreneurs. Why China is full of entrepreneurs? Why they are able to produce so many things in this in their country? That is because there is a very strict rule says you have to have ownership of company if you have more than one child. Understood? So it is a forced entrepreneurship. It is not a volunteer entrepreneurship. So by which what is happening? The economy is growing. But if you look at, it's only progressing, it's not developing. Because nobody is becoming, by GDP grade, nobody is at the higher level. Everybody is in the lower level. Small companies are only there. Number one. Number two, government is not very rich. People are rich. In India, what happens is,
There should be privatization of each thing.
yeah, there are a lot of different, it's all political, it's all policy decisions.
No, privatization of each and every.
No, Chandrigama, I generally believe, I can explain like this because I thought about it, I learned about it. But I always believe there is no point unless I am part of policy making. If I start discussing, I am wasting my time. Only thing, if somebody like younger Parvati is there, Atira is there, Nandini is there, they get this in their mind and tomorrow they become the rulers or they become the policy makers. Probably these lessons will help. So I am, as an educator, I have got some principle of discussing. Chandrika and me are all old people. There is no point in thinking about it and learning about it. We cannot make differences. I discuss this in front of the young people. At least Chandrika has got a concern. I want the next generation to have this concern in them so that they will think. Why our policies are not changing? Because politicians are not thinkers, they are only followers. They have a person. Why DrTPS cannot be in politics? Because I don't want to listen to somebody and then follow blindly. Assume you question them, then you are unfit to be in politics. Understood?
Yeah, correct.
Therefore, we need to educate politicians, but they are not ready to learn. Number one. Number two, probably we have to create a generation. Tomorrow they will become so powerful, anticipating that some lessons which they learned in their discussions or some concern which they had will create a thought process tomorrow when they come to power, where they are able to contribute to the, actually politicians doesn't make any policies, it's only the administrators make policies as per the wishes of politicians. They know how to put it in a packet and sell it, so they get votes. So I am sure there may be some change which may happen in few years to come, but it's too bad and to say that not that India is the most populous country and crossed China. It is because India is bad. The population rate is 2 point something. Kerala has reduced population. State-wise, if you take, many states have come down, but some states still are very bad. So why China? We crossed China not because our population growth is higher. China could drastically reduce their population rate. Understood? So they thought about this problem. They found a solution. We know the problem. Except Sanjay Gandhi, nobody in politics was concerned so much about this. And we lost him. Correct? So there are very systematic. Somebody who is in control of power, policy making, they become very strong. 1 or 2% are good enough.
So all these younger should be very active to take part.
That's it.
What you mean to say?
Yeah. They have to have this concern.
To make them strong, what is to be done?
That is what I am doing.
Make them strong.
See, what I am doing is probably I am meeting millions of, for that I may beg also somebody else. Why am I begging somebody, please call me for a lecture in some places? The reason is I am able to talk to somebody, out of which I will get one person who is getting spark. So I'll tell you, when somebody makes a noise, I am on the ground only, the light will go to neighboring places. Why light is put on the mast? So that many people will get light, right? Why am I going to different people? Because I am searching for one or two people who will take this spark and take it across. Got it? Everybody doesn't have that. They think that DrTPS is asking for classes because I want. It's not for something for me. Some ideas are there, probably somebody will take it across to different people.
No, to change their mind, some courses should be taken, or what? What do you feel?
Actually, courses and education cannot change the mind. It's only attitude and thoughts.
No, at least they must know, these children must know, what is the major.
Yeah, Chandrika, what I am, Chandrika, I don't speak very generalized statements. What Chandrika can do, what they can do, what you can do, don't discuss. Why am I speaking like this? I am only speaking like this so that Chandrika get some idea. Oh, this is what I have to do this. Think about that. Don't think about what X has to do, what Y has to do. What I can do. Understood?
So what I can do, what I am telling you, what I can do to
See,
help such children.
I love lot of students who are under me. See, for example, Adira was a student in Lady Sri Ram College. If Adira do not introduce me to Lady Sri Ram College, definitely I will not get a call to speak to Lady Sri Ram College students.
Yeah.
So that is a great initiative. Understood? So assume that you heard some message. Immediately what should I do? I have got a message today who listened to my lecture for insurance company in Bombay. It's for a business purpose. But today was a great day for me because I have got a long audio message which says every day he listens 1 hour my lecture. He will make sure he will send it to 10 people every day.
So that can 10 people let the change.
That is what I am saying. So assume that what are we doing? Assume that I think, oh, this person is good to me. Okay, this food is interesting. This hotel is interesting. What do? You have to take that message out, right? I had children in Hyderabad. One girl who conducted a program in which 1200 BTECs were collected. One single girl. That's a great initiative, right?
So that girl can teach other also, no? Children also.
Again, Chandrika is telling what somebody else should do. I am only giving an example so that you take it what I am supposed to do.
That I am telling, that what we supposed to do, what I am asking.
Yeah, listen.
What we supposed to do?
Now
you
you.
are doing very good work.
No.
We want your help.
No,
so what way we can help you?
Now, Chandrika, what you have done today, you have sent me 3 people telephone number and said these people want to talk to me, right? What Chandrika should have done is send them the number, ask them to contact me. Now, instead of that, what you are asking, I have to contact the 3 people, right? Are you giving job to me or are you giving job to somebody else?
No, it's not like.
No, I am asking. What happens is, for which I will store their number, I will send a message. They may respond. I have sent a message also. They did not even respond.
Yeah, that is happening.
This will happen. Instead of that,
they don't bother to read out the video also.
Instead of that, what you should do is there may be one person who is interested. Ask them to send a message to me. Good enough.
Okay.
Then I know this is a potential person who will take that sort of a initiative, right? Now Nandini is here because Nandini was referred to me by somebody else. That person did not give Nandini's number and asked me to talk to Nandini. I am not telling what Chandrika did is wrong. I am saying even if they don't store my number, they will get no message from me. If they store my number, definitely they will get. Because I broadcast. The other day, Parvati's brother joined for a program. Parvati was brought in by some attention. Immediately after the program, Parvati has sent a message. That is why today Parvati got my message. That there is a schedule like this, right? Understood? I may make one attempt. If there is a response, definitely I will keep on messaging. Jimmy was in a college working as a faculty, wherein I was an FDP. I gave a lecture. Jimmy joins, but the next step should be, oh, I could listen to Dr. TPS because somebody called him for a lecture there, right? Let me also make this happen in my college, my association, therefore you take the message. But today what happens is, it is like a competition. Everybody thinks that I can also speak, why should I share to somebody else? No. Understood?
That ego.
No, I don't say it's an ego. It's an what I have done in my early. I am into this lecturing for last 20 years. But before that 20 years, what I did, I used to get people who are all great speakers from Kerala, including my guru. I used to bring him here in my house, make him to stay here 6-7 days, take him around for different lectures in different places, invested a lot of my time with him so that I learned a little bit. I had so many such people, not one. No, nobody is there around now. All of them are gone from this world. But I have invested a lot of time. Today it is so simple. It is so simple that you can make webinars also, right? So I have not gone to Lady Sri Ram. I have only gone on.
We also can invest, no?
Yeah.
People also can invest as you are investing at the time.
That's only what I'm
So
saying.
we must invest.
That's only what I'm saying. That is what is supposed to be done.
Guide us
Yeah.
accordingly.
That's it.
Huh?
Do
So
you-
we must part of your this thing mission.
Actually, individually people should work. I think when you make activities, missions, institutions, I've got very less interest in establishment, institution, and all that. That may happen, that may not happen, because your job will become more administrative, which I am not interested. So I am a very freelance person. Whoever calls me, whoever wants me, whoever uses me, I'll be there.
That is always be there.
That's
So
it.
people will think that he is forcing the thing.
No, it doesn't
It is
matter.
otherwise.
No, there may be out of 100. See, out of 100 people, 10 people may think this way, another 10 may different thing. You cannot correct all of them. You cannot correct all of them. So just leave them. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Viral Nagda has raised a hand. You have something to say? You can unmute. No, you are muted, Viral.
Sorry, sir. I am Viral from Police, sir.
I had sent a message to you, but no reply. You are muted.
Sorry, sir. I was at my unit today. I'm still at my factory itself. So I actually have a manufacturing plant in Hubli, sir,
Okay.
where we manufacture natural fruit powders and ready-to-eat food without using any preservatives and additives, wherein we dehydrate them at room temperature.
Okay.
So with me, sir, the problem is I lack focus on things. So I have a wavering mind basically, wherein I tend to waver around different parts. So my question is, sir, how do we overcome these kind of problems, wherein the proper focus on proper this thing is needed for me?
Actually, Viral, what you are saying as it is a problem, but I don't accept it as a problem. I accept it as a great ability to address different things.
Challenge.
See, for example, Prime Minister of India doesn't focus on one activity, right?
Yeah.
He has got many activities. I was with the government of India working in an office. I was also looking after recreation, I was looking after canteen, I was looking after so many different things, right? Does it mean I will do only research and I do nothing else? Does it mean I don't do a work in the house, cleaning my house, maybe cooking? So many things we do, right? Now, what do? I am as soon as Chandrika had sent me today 3 numbers, I have sent my messages to all the 3 immediately. I could also say, no, why should I do it? I don't do that, because what I believe is, somebody is sending me a number, my job is to acknowledge that, act on that. If I don't act on today, what is that I am thinking? Let me do it tomorrow. By which what I am thinking is, tomorrow I will be more free and today I am more busy. I am the other way. I always think tomorrow I am more busy than today. See, probably today I must have got 6-7 different, Parvati had sent me a message. Immediately I said, let us make a Gmeet. You know how many people today I must have sent? 4 or 5 of them. I know all the 5 will not come tomorrow. They will select different dates. So somebody has selected 18th, somebody has selected 17th. So what do? I will send to them. Immediately ask, tell me date and time. Then any of your choice. No. Your choice, you tell me, because I have a sequence of things to be done. So I will allot times based on somebody's requirement, so that I am not making somebody else to adjust. I am ready to adjust. But already I am allocated. Then what do I do? Take me the next slot. I am not free now. This time so I am working on different things. That doesn't mean I am not focused. Now I am talking to you. I am fully focused here. Got it? I am sure when after this I will have to at least attend some few calls, so many messages, everything will be there. So I know how to suspend things, correct? And I know how to focus. That point of time I am here, totally I am here. So that makes your life more productive. If a message comes, if I don't reply, what is happening? Actually, I am disrespecting, number 1. That is not my priority, number 2. Number 3, I am showing that I am so busy. Actually, nobody is busy here in this world. We are only pretending that we are busy. We are only prioritizing. What is busy? Prioritizing that. My priority is this, my priority is that. Something or other I am doing, right? For somebody, maybe puja is priority. So they delay the cooking. For somebody, cooking is priority, so they delay the puja. You should decide which is going to control, which is going to serve somebody else. Whether you do puja or not, God is not going to do anything great for you. If you realize it, probably you will invest more time on people. Got it? It all depends. Who is waiting for me? Who wants my support? That's all. It depends on that.
What is the message for such energetic person?
No.
All energetic.
Actually, what happens
What
is
is the message for them?
Actually, what happens is, we must understand. I have learned something because somebody had spent time for me, for which I have not even paid a single penny to my guru. Okay, I have not paid for my meditation classes. I have not paid for my Vedic classes. They all were doing it just because, there is somebody who came to learn, let me invest my time. So if I don't invest my time for somebody else, actually I am disregarding those people. I am blessed with education, I am blessed with knowledge, I am blessed with whatever today I have, because my parents have given something to me. It's not what I generated from my life. So if I don't do anything, I am not giving back to the society. I am actually disrespecting my parents who contributed in my growth. I have learned something because so many teachers taught me. I cannot teach them back. So what I should do? I should teach somebody else. Understood? So my life is only a tool. If I understand that, as long as I am there and I am enjoying. What do you enjoy is what you do. Sometimes you like to sleep. That's your enjoyment. Fine, wonderful. But I am sure, as a human being, after some time, if you don't do anything on a day, end of the day you feel, I wasted my time. Everybody thinks like this. But again, next day they repeat the same thing. That is where we have the relevance of satsang. Why do I want active children around me if nobody is asking me, nobody is talking to me? Actually, what I do is I will become lazy. definitely I will become lazy. So I am nurturing that people around me so that I will become active. That's it. So you have to have satsang. That's what it means. You have to have some trigger from somebody else. Correct?
How to trigger ourselves? Like
You have to create a group. You have to create a group for which there may be a great effort actually. You must, everywhere it is there. But you must create that group among yourself, going around, meeting people, spreading. I am sure that happens. Otherwise, why somebody should. Adira, the other day when I was in Bangalore, she traveled a quite long distance to come and meet me. Why should she? Correct. So it's a pain, actually physically pain. But you take physical pain so that you get some happiness at the end of the day, right?
happiness.
Yeah. Only thing I have passion for that. Some people are not like that. They'll say, let him come to me. Let him spend his money. Let him spend all the effort to come to me so that I will enjoy. Right? There is a beautiful poetry by one of the poets in Kerala. He is called Kunyuni.
So which type of books you have written? Give them a message. Which type of books? Which books are available to treat the children, parents, and all?
Actu-
Which books you have published?
Act-
Give them message.
Actually, I think there are plenty of books in this world. It is not lack of literature. It is not lack of literature. It is not lack of messages. It is lack of attention to that. So what is required is a good attitude, creating that spirit of learning, creating the spirit of discussion. That needs to be changed. So I am sure it will happen. I am not in a bad world. I am in a very good world. That's what still I believe.
No, you are in very good word. That's why I am telling you. Give them message. Which type of books you are written, and these people must read out the book and must come out.
I think those people who are interested, they will find books better than. There are so many books available. No, every lecture which I give, generally I refer a lot of things. Just now I mentioned about the Grama Sankalpa of Mahatma Gandhi. There is a great book which was translated into 22 different languages. It is not that books are not there. You go to a neighboring Ramakrishna Math, you will see lot of books there. Lot of messages from Vivekananda. Why do you want? You can Google and find out there are a lot of messages, lot of books in the world around, right? It all depends on your interest, how much you are ready to invest for looking those resources available, identifying, reading. Probably casual reading is not good enough. There is a great book by Swami Vivekananda which I make all the people, if you are very serious, must read. India, My Eternal India by Swami Vivekananda. I must have read it 1,000 times. It's a very, very difficult, tough book. But I'm sure if you read it, you will get a different view about India, different view about education. I don't know how many education people who speaks blah 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 and give lectures must have seen 13 pages only. India, the eternal India. I am sure if you read that, nothing, education policy is zero in front of that. Got it? But people have not read.
Mentality.
Yeah,
Mentality.
it is there, but you must invest time, you must get into that, learn. It's really learning, thinking about it. It is not reading and time pass. You have to think about it. That's very, very essential.
Like to make learning process.
Yeah. That is where you should have satsang in which you take such things and then discuss, understand, ask questions. So I am sure Parvati asked a lot of questions because she listened to one of the lectures. She had these questions, right? Today I saw somebody who heard my early childhood education. In the comment box I asked people to write it because I know, oh, they have seen. I gave a gist also, I have put there. But somebody has written number 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the points what I learned. They also send me messages saying this is what I learned from your. So that means they are seriously looking at it. I don't expect to have thousands of people, lakhs of people looking at it. You can have such gimmicks, time pass things. I'm sure people will, number of count will improve. But I am not a joker. My idea is very seriously create something where maybe 10 people are looking at it, good enough. One person got benefit out of it is good. Yeah, that's good enough. Otherwise, Chandrika will not come. No, how we have never met. Somewhere you heard me.
Yeah, that is the connection.
You started connecting and contacting.
That is connection of God.
That's it.
Nothing but a connection of God only. So one more thing, for before taking childbirth, child be in womb, and after up till his growth, which type of books he have written? Can put light on that.
Actually, Ayurveda talks about. Ayurveda has got a very very specific. So many things. Yeah.
So many things.
Yeah, the Garbha Susrusha, what to eat, not what to read, what to eat, how to sit.
That is very important.
Yeah, all these are very specifically. The other day I went to Ramakrishna Math. There was here where I used to teach maybe long back, but after long gap I was going there. I saw some young lady who learned yogasana from somewhere is teaching for the pregnant woman yoga shastra, how to do exercise. Actually, there are basically wrong steps. So what I did was that day I cannot correct them on the stage when people are doing it as a teacher. I am not supposed to correct them. I did not even make a comment or mention. I gave my number and then said, yeah, I like to talk to you in case if you are interested you can. But she never came back to me. Very specifically people don't take such calls, right? I did not even wait. That day itself evening what I did is how to sit in the yogasana. Many people learn. But I learned from a great guru called Mahamandaleshwar Swami Vedabharati. He taught us how to sit. When I learned that, when I learned that, I understood the way we were made to sit at home for lunch and dinner during the childhood. We were given a wooden plank. That was actually the Sukhasana. Understood? Our seat has to be little higher. You can look at how to sit DrTPS. You will see a small demonstration where I have taken a pillow and then allowed to sit and then shown how to sit and all that. Understood? So I am not educating. What am I saying? Somebody educates, then I find some small.
You have got book on that yoga.
No, actually I don't. I am not subscribing any books. There are thousands of books. Many books are misleading. But somebody reads that and then come back. So you have a basic knowledge.
You must know which book.
You read anything. See what is happening. You are not at all reading. Read anything which is available. Anything and everything is good or bad. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is there.
Read that and then come back for a question from this. Oh, this is what I read. This is what it says.
Right.
Understood? I can write many books on many things. There are so many handwritten books which I did not even published or may not even shown the light. Those days there was no internet, there was no computer. I used to write. Maybe I can just pick it up and show you. Hundreds of pages are there. Why should I think sometime? See, why should I print? I have gone to Kailash and my experience of traveling to Kailash, I have written 300 pages. I think why should I write it sometime? Because there are better pictures, better videos today available. People wanted to go to Kailash. My experience is actually useless. It's only showing that, oh, I had such an experience, which I am not considering it as great thing. But if somebody makes a comment there, I have experienced it, I can say, oh, this is not. But when I go to some temple, I went to Trichy, Srirangam, I made a video. I went to Devaghar, I made a video there. I went to Everest, I made a video there. Those days when I went to Kailash, I couldn't. Video making is only 2 hours, 3 hours job. But writing a book is maybe months together I took those days. But recently I thought I will start typing it and posting it then. I thought, why should I do it? Understood? There are a lot of written things. But more than that, probably, if I write 100 books also, my ideas cannot be put into place. Instead of that, if I can make practically something work and say that, oh, this is what I made, I am sure that becomes a model. That's what I am doing now.
So, in one of the video, you are told that some rare item that can be manufactured and and people will be after that buying that item, that rare item. So, have you having any list of that item?
I don't know which. I think I have got more than 6,000, 7,000 videos.
Before some Adhyatma, through Adhyatma, some you would search.
I think what you should do is take that link and send it to me, and then specifically I can answer.
Then I'll send link.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send link.
I'm so happy Chandrigama is looking at all my videos and listening. She's invest a lot of time on this. I know she responds
For
sometimes.
1 year, I'm investing time. Literally, I enjoy your video to listen.
I know.
Till night, 2 o'clock, I will watch.
I
I
know.
learn so many things. So I feel people should be like TPS and can show the path the people.
I know. I read your comments sometime and then I read your
I
messages.
appreciate the thing, but people don't understand the importance. That is their lookout.
Good enough.
Not happy. But I must try, must put our effort, must not stop.
Yeah, that's
the
correct.
main thing.
Yes.
So, shall I collect all the numbers from here and pass it on?
Yeah.
Link?
You can ask them.
I'll
Yeah.
try my maximum.
Yeah.
So, I used to send video, but no response. So, what I thought, I will collect good people's numbers and I will pass it on.
Earlier I used to travel via Hubli because I used to go to Goa for classes. So my train from Hyderabad used to pass close to Hubli, and I had so many students. In my office I had got so many boys from military who was with me earlier from Hubli, and I have got lot of connection to Bangalore, Hubli, because I speak your language, right? Kannada ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನನಗೂ
Yeah.
ಮಾತಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. So how can I?
My this thing, no, after marriage I had done LLB and practiced for 11 years.
I know.
Due to some household problem, I dropped that idea and I started all handicraft classes. I have started developing the village. I have developed more than thousands of ladies, teaching them handicraft, handwork. So like that I developed, and they are doing their at their home. So I'm happy that they're doing their job and they're earning more than 5,000.
Good, no?
And I want each and their village I have seen. I cannot explain their. I cannot explain their problem. The way they are living. These ladies has got no life. They are daily they are earning. Husband is drinking and no, he is not giving money. Children he is beating. What life they are having. So I want for each and such very unhappy lady to give their happiness. That is my mission. And what way you can help me?
Yeah, that intervention for family.
Just to turn into city.
Yeah.
That ladies should take initiative and start their unit.
Yeah,
That is my motto.
intervention to such activities can be done very easily by not talking to their mother and father, but talking to their children.
Children.
What I did long back, almost 2010, 13 years back, I went to a small village in Kerala, Palakkad. I had a program called Icon, in which either they were single parents, their parents were drunkards, either they were divorced, they don't take care.
70%, 70%.
So,
No responsibility, way they are behaving.
so what I did was, I picked up 8th grade children, 90 of them. There was somebody who was sponsoring the program, so I could continuously for a year I could. Probably what we should do is a week's time, if we can get to those children, convince them that you have a great role in taking care of your family, correcting them, it will work fantastic. So collect the maybe 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade children, few of them. I am sure we can do an intervention on education, but that education intervention will be a intervention in the family indirectly. Otherwise no parents will come for a counseling. You cannot correct them, you cannot guide them. But through children you can reach them and do that. I have done this in some places, so it's very, very simple, and then it is workable. I will spare my time, maybe 1 week or 10 days I will come and stay in Hubli.
Okay, you are most welcome, sir. You are like my elder brother, sir.
Only for arrange some 30-40 children who really wanted such an activity, then definitely when they are ready, I will be there with you.
No, no, even our KDU school, I am trying my best
Yeah.
to convince all the trustee also. I will give all the number. You better you convince them, and we will start. And they are after me to take charge of that school also. But it will take time.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay then.
I need your help, sir. Without your help, no, nothing. I got like so when I was very young, no, मैं बहुत छोटी थी ना, तभी I used to think that शादी कभी भी जिंदगी में शादी नहीं करना और मस्ट ऑल वो गरीब लोग को देख नहीं सकती थी और कुछ भी मेरे को कोई पैसा मिला तो किसको दे देती थी लाइक दैट. सो मेरे पेरेंट्स को बहुत गुस्सा आता था कि क्या ये कुछ पैसा दे तो कुछ कर नहीं करती किसको दे देती. हियर आल्सो मेरे पास ज्यादा कोई पैसा देता नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि मैं किसी को भी दान करके देती हूँ. सो वो मेरा नेचर है ना. Something it became hazardous, but I feel very happy.
You are happy, that's good enough. Otherwise, with all the money, you will have to.
मेरे servant को कभी मैंने servant जैसा रखा नहीं. I taught them handicraft thing और thing. वो 5,000 कमाती रहे तो 15-20 हजार कमाने दे करके I will try my best. वो मेरा family member बन जाए I will try like that. That is my mission. मैं किसी को भी servant भी नहीं समझती, किसी को छोटा भी नहीं, बड़ा भी नहीं. But now अभी का पीढ़ी को no they will not understand the thing. They are saying she is very क्या बोलते हैं पागल है करके पैसा सबको दे देती है करके. They will वो नेचर उनको लाइक होता नहीं, किसी को भी लाइक होता है.
Good enough.
For that also, but I feel happy.
Good enough.
That is my nature. What to do? Cannot help.
Good enough.
But giving happiness to the people, I feel happy.
येन केन प्रकारेण यस्य कस्यापि देहिनः सन्तोषं जनयत् प्रार्थना तदैव ईश्वरपूजनम्. Do something somewhere, somehow make somebody else happy in your life. That is what is Ishwara Puja. Not
That is okay.
not lighting lamp and praying and then doing namaz and all that.
Yeah. If we have got it, that can be done also. I am not against that only. And Sudha Murthy is my also best, my husband's friend, and she is our family member. Where she lived the life, no, oh God, 4-5 dresses and 4-5 sarees only. And
You are Chandrigama, you are mistaken. If you look at Sudha Murthy's all the videos, you will see at least 200 different sarees. But she speaks that as if she has only 4. But I don't know how the videos can have 200 different sarees.
No, don't. I know. मैं 15-20 दिन उनके घर में रहती हूँ. I know.
अभी तो ऐसा होगा, but
She don't have a servant.
everybody has to.
Now I don't know. अब 10 साल से नहीं गई.
Yeah.
She's busy now. That time no servant. They housework and all like that.
No,
I
she is a great lady. I've seen your video what you have sent
busy
us.
हो गई. Even message किया तो reply देती हूँ उतना ही. But I am not in touch 10 years. But 10 years back I am like.
No, let us do what we can do. Why should we think about and talk about somebody else?
Just I am telling you.
Yeah.
अभी point आए तो just I am telling you.
Okay.
ऐसे sacrifice करने वाले भी लोग हैं and we feel happiness. People to help the people is the mission only.
Okay.
Very nice to meet you. Very मैं कितना साल से 1 साल से आपका ऑब्जर्व करती थी. मुझे लगता था कि कभी टीपीएस सर से बात करेंगे तो कभी टीपीएस सर से. बट टाइम हैज कम. अभी आज भी नहीं वो ये हो रहा ना मेरे को नई आइडिया बार जी मीट करने का.
But you learned it now, na? Forcefully.
But I got it. Thank you. But you talk nicely, we talk nicely, and you children must take the message, and you must take lead also. I'm telling you, that is my message.
Okay.
अभी तुम that you all young children must take a mission, and you are active. You can do most beautiful job than us. We are old people. हमारे से ज़्यादा तुम्हारे में जोश है. We can do. You can do whatever you want. You can change the world if you want, but try your best. Try your best. All the best. If you जहाँ चाहे वहाँ रहे, and you will get the path. and we'll get we can create lot of TPS also. We can create lot of Swami Vivekananda also, and that is our mission. And one day it will happen. जहाँ चाहे वहाँ आने वाला है, लेकिन चाह रखो. चाह नहीं रहे तो कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. थोड़ा नहीं हुआ तो ज्यादा नहीं हुआ तो थोड़ा तो होगा ही होगा. जितना कर सकते करने का है ना. बातें हम बड़ी करते कितना कर सकते, that is important.
True.
That is the main thing in your life. You know, all the best. Very nice to see you. Gather lot of people, be in connected, and more we are connected, more we can achieve. Don't think that she's from somewhere, she's from that way. No, nothing. To helping each other is the mission. It should be mission. And each and everybody, you ऐसे दूसरा भी तुम्हारे कॉलेज में सबको ऑर्गेनाइज करो in college, school and all, and call a TPS sir. At least उसमें थोड़े लोगों को सीखने दो. But we must take initiative. All the best, sir. Nice to meet you. Okay, thank you for helping us. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Prasanna, glad seeing you.
Hi sir, how are you sir? Sorry,
Enjoy.
Doctor.
The other day you had sent me a message. So many messages comes when I announce a lecture. So somewhere it was missed, so I couldn't send you the link. So
Yes, sir. It's okay sir, no problem.
it only goes when I
No
store
problem.
the
I
number
will do a link, sir.
and respond. Don't wait for a second respond. If I did not, it just means I missed it that point of time. That's it.
Yes sir, yes sir, sure, sir.
Just send another
I
message.
learned many things from your speech sir. Thank you so much.
Nothing is mine. I learn from somewhere. We are only channels.
But
Correct.
I am learning from you only sir.
But lot of questions should come. It could be a very, very, very
I
small
have
question.
another question sir, but I have a stage fear. That's why I didn't ask you on the time.
No, but always we can have a Gmeet like this.
Yes sir.
Always
Sure.
we can have it.
Yes sir, yes.
What I do is I send it to few people only today morning. Yesterday itself she wanted, but then I thought, let me think whether to add some people or not, because she never spoke to me earlier like this. I don't know how good. But then I thought anyway, let us take a chance. If 8 o'clock now, if they want to join, they can join. Genuine. I know she works genuinely. She connects to people, make somebody else to send me a message sometime. Right. An old lady, elderly lady. Right. I also got triggered in LLB from Bangalore only. But during my PhD, my roommate was an LLB student. So I was teaching him parallelly. That's how I got interested in my LLB. So I'm sure every opportunity, use it into the maximum extent. Then I found why should not I take an LLB. So as soon as I came to Hyderabad, I joined for LLB. So my trigger for LLB came from Bangalore. That's a time when National Law School got inaugurated first time. And V.R. Krishna Iyer inaugurated that in Bangalore. I attended the first inaugural program also. Great speaker. We had great speakers like V.R. Krishna Iyer. Okay. See you. So Parvati, come back with a lot of questions.
Yes.
Thank you. Jimmy, bye. After a long time.
Yes. After long time.
Jimmy used to attend most of my Bhagavad Gita sessions. Last year almost 1 year we ran Bhagavad Gita sessions. Slokas. Yeah. Parvati is also close to Delhi. Jimmy is in Noida. Okay.
These things have happened during this last year actually.
Good.